Good afternoon, and thank you for taking the time to watch our proposal. My name is Paige Beene,
I'm Chris Crosswell.
I'm Nathan Natal.
I'm Gavin Sanchez.
I am Dylan Videira.
and our team is excited to share a strategy design specifically around your lifestyle, your goals, and the incredible potential we see in your experiences. Today, we're going to walk you through how your day-to-day life as a digital nomad can be transformed into a profitable brand. To begin, the opportunity in front of you is huge. The influencer marketing industry is growing really fast and projected to reach over 121 billion by 2030, according to Motor Intelligence 2025. And within that, travel content performs exceptionally well, receiving nearly 4 times the engagement as other compared to other content. And that's according to Same 2024. On top of that, brands depend heavily on creators for their marketing, which could have a lot of potential for you. So the combination of your lifestyle authenticity and expanding internet industry makes this a perfect time for you to start your brand. And I'll hand it over to Dylan.
All right, just to give a few reasons on why we're qualified to give you this presentation, we want to let you know that we have performed industry research through peer-reviewed journals involving travel influencers in the current travel influencing market and how brands are currently working with travel influencers and how they're making that happen. We've evaluated travel content trends, so what is working for travel content creators as of right now, depending on the space that they're working in, whether that is TikTok, whether that is Instagram, Facebook. We have considered those trends and analyzed those, and we've also used that to give ourselves a platform analysis on those algorithms and what they like to promote, whether it's long form content, short form content, photos, videos, everything in between. And we've also reviewed influencer earnings when that comes to that 10,000 follower to 100,000 follower mark. And we've also built you a 12-month plan, all detailing out how we think that will work for you. Now, some of the checkpoints that we're going to cover today are going to be the client background, the branding strategy. So how are we going to position your history, your current life, how you see yourself, and how are we going to make that work for a brand as an influencer for yourself? We're also going to detail a return on investment and feasibility statement. So essentially, what are you going to have to do to break even? What are you going to have to put in when it comes to time, when it comes to money, but also just sanity as well? So how are we going to make this work for you, and how easy is it going to be for yourself to get around this? And challenges and solutions. So how are we going to work ourselves around any of the challenges that being an influencer throws at you, and how are we going to solve those things, which we have answers for. Along with that, we have stakeholders. So who is going to be affected by your media, by your influencing, and what good can they bring for you? Along with that, we're also going to detail a timeline and budget, giving you a rollout plan and also a budget in mind to understand how much you're going to be spending on being an influencer. So some of our background insights around you are that you're currently working as a digital nomad. So you're a per course lecturer at Texas State University, but also working as a consultant in your time. But you do all of this hybrid, so you're working away from actual people in person, but you're doing so from several different countries, which is completely inspiring and authentic to yourself. So we appreciate to hear that that's who you are, that's how you want to be, and you want to be portrayed as such. So we want to connect you in a way to motivate others and inspire others to do the same as you as they so choose. I think that's an incredible experience to have. So I think a lot of people are going to resonate with that message of being able to work, but also being able to do so wherever they want. And because of that, we're going to need TikTok, we're going to need Instagram, and we understand that you have no TikTok right now and Instagram's inactive, but we're going to get on a plan for that. And we understand also that you want genuine brand partnerships, and we can work those out as well, just because that authentic branding is going to do so much for yourself. Now, why we believe that you fit into the travel creator niche all revolves around Gen Z alignment, just because Gen Z right now is having a crisis around working the 9 to 5, working the cubicle job, but also wanting more for themselves. So having someone who is there to tell them that that's not the only way to go about life, that they can work, that they can be successful, that they can be sustainable for themselves, but also do so from anywhere in the world is incredibly inspiring. And you have so much variety when doing so. You can talk about your experiences, whether you're traveling across America in your bus or currently as a professor traveling Europe. So you can do all of that and also engage with your followers through storytelling, through this sort of inspiration. And from there, I'm going to pass it on to Chris.
The branding strategy. So first off, we want to establish Jordan's influencer identity as the nomadic professor. And our goal will be to emphasize authenticity. And one way to do this will be by building trust with the audience through consistently posting valuable and educational content. If we can do this, it sets the foundation for a long and prosperous journey into the influencer world. Our content strategy will be short form videos of Jordan's daily lifestyle, things like food and cultural aspects of the places he's visiting, work and travel tips, and even advice on how to become a nomadic or a digital nomad yourself. Our posting strategy will consist of posting on Instagram and TikTok 3 to 5 times a week each and tracking audience engagement as well as other analytics. And over time, adjusting how much we're posting based off of the trends that we're seeing. Why this will be profitable. If we can just get Jordan to that 10,000 follower mark, that's where the sponsorship opportunity begins. According to Gavin Kumar, a data expert well versed in the influencer world, influencers with 10,000 followers can make up to $300 per post and even $40 per story. And with the low production cost that comes with travel content, I can see us covering the initial costs within the first couple months. With that, I will pass it off to Gavin.
Hi, I'm Gavin. I'll be going over Jordan's feasibility of becoming a successful content creator with us. We're already going to be using his existing lifestyle, which is key to being authentic. It's very low time requirement. It's very much at his own pace. We're also will be having a very low start out with equipment costs, very much at $0. With that being said, his high demand for travel creators is a great time to be joining in. Now we'll be going over manageable challenges that I believe will have a very easy time succeeding. First, we're going to be learning the platform tools such as TikToks and Instagram and see what all those apps have to offer, and that will help him post his content. We'll adhere to a consistent posting schedule so we don't have a burnout, and we'll see how we're going to handle how Jordan's audience and followers grow with him while maintaining authenticity. Now, going over stakeholders, primarily Jordan is going to be his big stakeholder with us. However, with having a foundation with Texas State, fellow Bobcats will always look forward to helping other Bobcats out. With that being said, too, in the digital nomad community, they do love to support one another and sometimes even have future collaborations in the future if their content matches and are great pairs. Now we'll be going over a very simple timeline overview. Within the first month, we're going to get set up. We're going to see what we're going to roll out with. By month 2 and 3, we're going to do the rollout, see launches content, and then from the month 4 through 6, we'll track it, see how we're growing, and seeing what his audience want and what they don't want. And then by the end of the year, we should start to see a profit on his content. With that being said, I'm going to pass it over to Nathan.
Thank you, Gavin. Now let's talk about the equipment needed and the budget. When we talk about entering the social media industry, one point often gets emphasized, and that is flexibility. You can choose your own schedule, your own location, and in many cases, your own equipment. But how much equipment is actually necessary, and where should someone realistically begin? In the case of Jordan, we see someone who already has a strong foundation with digital tools. As a professor at Texas State University, teaching online courses, uh, he delivers lectures on Zoom. And with that, we know that he's familiar using a device equipped with a camera and a microphone, and the kind of on-camera presence that is required to communicate and transmit the message. When producing quality content, it relies on two important aspects. First will be the clear video, and second, the clean audio. Mobile phones already handle a lot of that well, and a phone camera can produce crisp visuals, especially with good lighting. A gimbal is helpful because stabilization makes videos far more pleasant to watch, but it's not required. Audio, however, is where quality becomes very important. Phone microphones can work, while external microphones tend to isolate the speaker's voice better and reduce background noise. The goal is to keep you, Jordan, in focus, and independent microphone is often needed, and same with lighting, but in most cases, it's not required. So now let's talk about the budget, the numbers. We have two options. Option one uses a phone as the primary recording device, which comes to a total of $355.97. This is the most cost-effective approach because it uses tools that we already own. Editing software is optional, but it's not really required. There are different tools that you can use that are for free, so you don't have to pay extra for that. And this option one is very portable because you don't really need that much of equipment. With option two, involves more advanced recording equipment and is more pricey. It costs $1,032.96, and this is much higher investment. And for someone just starting, it's not really needed, maybe for the long term. Given these recommendations, the recommendation would be option one, which is the phone base. And later on, as your audience grows, and it can be measured by likes, views, and interactions, then option two will more sense. Now I'm going to pass to Paige, who is going to talk about why this plan works.
Thank you. When we put all the pieces together, this plan works as it aligns perfectly with what audiences and brands want right now. You already live an interesting lifestyle. You work remote, travel, and have the freedom to travel daily. That authenticity is something you can't fake, and it naturally gives you an advantage on the internet. The financial risk is low, like Ethan was saying, because it requires minimal equipment and minimal cost. With a clear 12-month roadmap and a structured plan that we've given you, it gives you the opportunity to have a profitable brand. As we wrap up, the biggest takeaway is that your lifestyle already is everything that the market is searching for: authentic, adventurous, and relatable. Now the best moment to start building this brand is right now. This proposal gives you a realistic, low-cost, sustainable plan to turn your daily experiences into meaningful content that will inspire others. So thank you for viewing, and we hope that you choose us.